Welcome to Chasing the Open Road and the Swivel Seat Install. We are Niles and Caitlin, and we are in our second van build after we crashed our first Sprinter Allée in the icy roads of Canada, and now are on a mission to get our new van built as quickly as possible. Stay connected on this video to see the do's and don'ts of installing your own swivel seat.
Next was swivel seat. This one's going pretty straightforward so far. What you end up having to do, there's just these little bolts here that are through the front of the seat and the back of the seat, and they just go simply straight into this. One of the things to make sure of, so this van came with heated seats and then just the different controls and such, you know, for the airbags and stuff like that. It comes out of the bottom of the seat. So make sure if you're taking those out that they've got a fair amount of extra cable and cord in there, so you're not going to rip it out likely, but just be conscious of that when you are taking the seat out. So next I'll put the swivel seat on.
What you doing?
So I was shooting another little video for you guys, but now that Caitlin's out here, this one's going a lot easier
Then the last time we installed the swivel seat?
The last time we installed the swivel seat, and the bulkhead. Holy crap, was that difficult, where it's, you know, it's below 0 Celsius, it's below freezing Fahrenheit, and I was in here, doors open and everything, like hat off, gloves off, jacket open, because I had to like force it in there, I think because of those things, which we'll take out. I was kind of explaining, we'll take out.
Well, I think what we'll end up doing, because it does give us a really nice like seal, we'll end up shaving it down and probably just following it along, but to remove this. Otherwise, trying to install cabinets and like the ceiling is going to be a real pain in the butt.
Yeah, and one of the things, like, just kind of talking about the seats. So, like, ours has heated seats.
Because so you know that you buy a vehicle in Canada when it comes with heated seats. Yeah,
and so what I did is, this is from our old van. I don't know if you want to turn the music off, but pretty simple, right? I mean, it's a steel frame, right? So I took the seat off. Now I'm putting this on. I haven't bolted in yet, but you just pull the cords through the little pivot that they have. Those will plug back into there, and then there's just a couple bolts that you put into here, and it seals it to the seat. I mean, it's pretty.
And then you attach the seat
back to here,
the outside frame.
Yeah. And one of the things we'll have to check in on is the plastic pieces on the seat. We're covering our access to underneath before here. I'm hoping that once we put it on, it'll give us access to that, because we use that as another storage. We may put another heater in here, and that's where a lot of people put them, but we've got to figure that out with the design. But yeah, I mean, this one's going pretty well so far.
Okay, let's start putting it together.
So I mean, I don't know if I have all my right pieces quite yet, so she's got me under the gun here. She just happened to walk out, because I know I'm going to have to find all
how about
my pieces.
How about we come back?
I think that's a good idea. Are you recording? Are you recording me? So I think the biggest thing with the chairs, I remember this last time, I wouldn't tighten them all the way down right away, and I kind of made that mistake again here, because what's going to happen is, you know, it needs to be centered properly. And I know some people have run into the problem where, actually, now that I think about it, I think we did this so when it comes to here, sometimes the bolts as they go through will hit each other, so you got to kind of plan out how that's going to line up for you. Because what's interesting about this one, it's got the lock here, so you can spin it without spinning the. And this one's flat, so I know Sometimes you got to put it together to take it apart. I'm a little off here. So yeah, we'll get there.
That's why you probably should have put that screw in before screwing in the other ones tighter.
No, that would make too much sense. That's female logic, not male logic.
Yeah, well.
So.
What did you call the Allen wrench? The hex thingy?
Oh.
You stripping it?
No, it's just popping in and out of the frame as it tightens and adjusts. But maybe, who knows? Gonna loosen these up. Interesting. Because in our 2016, are we recording?
Yep.
So in 2016 van, this went in super smooth, but again, trying to remember back to the build the first time, I remember people complaining that they had to drill different holes. But it looks like we're going to be able to get it done without having to do that.
Did you speak too soon? Funny how you think it's going to be super simple, and then it takes forever.
This is still pretty simple, I think, for what we're getting ourselves into with the rest of the build.
Well, that's coming in a few weeks. We're just trying to
This is just the warm-up.
organize ourselves. And you'll see we literally took everything out of the van. We'll see if we reuse it. And we're gonna put some insulation. We bought some super cool insulation that I'm gonna do a video on as to why we picked it. And that way it'll hopefully act as a bit of a sound deadening. Unfortunately, we couldn't get any sound deadening to put in. We were hoping.
That ratchet.
And ratchet, yes. Look, women know what tools are too.
Never doubted it.
I think I might know more about tools than Niles at times. But when it comes to the sound deadening, we weren't able to get any. So we're going to hopefully use this insulation. It's a very specific insulation that we went with for a multitude of reasons. And it'll, one, insulate the van, just keep us a little warmer, especially since we will be sleeping in it a few times in between Canada and California.
That she told me to come outside and take videos of the process and make sure to tell them what our plan's going to be. And then she just came out and told you to do the exact same thing. So if you're hearing this twice...
then he didn't do a very good job of editing.
Oh. Of course. That makes sense. That actually sounds more accurate than last time.
But we'll shoot a video about all of that, and we'll show you how we're going to do it. It's not going to be a permanent insulation install. It's just going to be getting us from, you know, winter in Canada down to California.
Winter in the Midwest, then California.
Yep, that is true. It'll be winter in Canada, winter Midwest, into California to do hopefully majority of the build. And we're being uber optimistic, thinking it's only going to be, or get as much as we can done in 2 weeks. And for those of you that have done van builds before, you're probably laughing at now, thinking 2 weeks and done, but we're going to do our best. So see you soon.
And then look.
Oh.
Now it's in. Next
Let's
thing,
see.
chair on top. Woo!
Wonderful. Next, attach the actual chair to the swivel.
I'll need you.
So what are you connecting?
Just the seat connectors. I think it's probably, so I know it's for the seat heater.
I'm gonna say, if you connect that wrong and I don't have a toasty bum for the next 2 weeks, you're gonna be sitting there and I'm gonna be driving.
Yeah, and then the other one's just for like the airbags and things like that. You know, semi-important things.
Slightly a big deal.
Alright. Just wanna, so what we'll do, we'll just lift it up. Let's tilt it forward. Let's just lift it straight up. Just put it on there. Crunchy my finger. Your crunchy blanket.
Oopsies.
No, so. Okay. If you can just.
There's a slide on that.
Yeah. So if you could just
Hold it.
Just keep it in the spot right there.
I got a hard job, guys. Except that's not fully lined up.
Yeah, so what happens when, good point maybe, so when you take the seat off, sometimes when it slides, the actual brackets that the seat sits in can get off uneven. So it's important, again, to kind of put them in there, and then you can move them around to make sure that it lines up properly. Good point to make.
Is that covering the...
And no, that is a good point. So one of the things we talked about, so this did give us access to the under the seat, which is great. So I'm going to again just softly put them in. Because watch, so now, because like, so when it slides this way, you guys kind of probably can't see it, but it will move the brackets. If you could stuff that into the hole.
Come in with me. Whoop, whoop.
And looks like mine stayed pretty even. So actually, so here's, you can see these sometimes, look at how, so here's kind of what I was talking about, where you can see here there's a nice gap between the bolt and
Of
this.
the swivel and the actual...
If we look at this one, I'm gonna go get a washer. So see how it's touching? So I need to raise this up. So I'm gonna go get a washer or two and put it under there to give it a little more room.
That way it will swivel. Because as it stands, it's going to get caught.
Yep.
And then all I'm going to do is stuff the cords, except you caught
see?
caught it.
Good thing to know. Don't do that either, probably a bad idea. Be able to get it up. Okay, watch your fingers. Okay, watch your fingers. No, I'm gonna push it back. Always pay attention. Don't
My
pay
heat
attention to the
seater doesn't
camera.
work.
We'll bring it into the dealer and have him
Someone's
fix
in trouble.
it. Here we go.
Okay, make sure cords are not
did.
stuck
I didn't cut it, did I?
under. No, it's squished really good.
Squished is good.
It
Cut is bad.
might be cut.
No, it's not cut. So, good.
You sure?
Yeah. Just a little white. No cut.
And now we're just shoving the cords back down into the base.
Let's see. Like I said, I was saying when I lifted it up, you can see how much leeway they give you. I mean, it's huge. So, there you go.
And then now we'll add the washers so that it doesn't catch.
Give us a little extra space. so we will have to trim the plastic. So,
Why do
come
we
on here.
have to trim the plastic?
So you can see it gave us access to this little thing, right?
Sweet.
But when you go to pivot it,
Let's get them.
right here. So what we'll do is when we get to California, I don't think we'll do it now.
No.
We'll just trim that up. But that was much easier than the bulkhead.
As long as my heat seater still works.
All right, thanks everybody for tuning in to the swivel seat install with Chasing the Open Road, Niles and Caitlin. I'm happy to say that Caitlin's seat heater did work, so that everything worked out well with pinching those wires. Tune in for more videos. We've got a 2-week van build that we're doing, and we just love the van life community. For you looking to get started, for you already in, love to see you on more videos. Check out the next one. Subscribe, share, comment, and hit that bell. We'll see you on the next one.